All right, guys, here you have it. Responding to y'all's questions. I'm going to pick 10 of them. I'm going to pick about 10, and we're going to answer the questions. All right, so let us head to the YouTube comment section of this video, and let's figure out the first question. So thank you guys for all the kind words and stuff. It's great always seeing it. This one here is not really a question, but so sometimes you say trade only these time frames, but 90-minute one. Sometimes you say hedge. Sometimes you do something else with your stop. This gives a lot of credence to the variability of trading and the fact that you can be stubborn on the vision, which is, in my opinion, keeping things simple, controlling risk. I've said that for like 5 years. If you go back through all my YouTube videos and Telegram history. However, I'm flexible on the details. So I'm stubborn on the vision, flexible on the details. I'm flexible on the way that I go about actually getting there. It's not always going to be the perfect decision to hedge every time. It's not always going to be the perfect decision to use a stop loss. It's not always going to be the perfect decision to use a specified position size based on the validity of a trade and based on the likelihood of whether or not you think it's going to work. There's not always going to be a perfect way to combine daily, hour one, and minute one. Everything is contextual. Everything fucking depends on everything. Anybody who thinks that it has to be 100% like black and white and rigid is massively underestimating the complexity of the world we live in. So that's why sometimes it's this and sometimes it's that and sometimes it's this and sometimes it's that. It's a little response to that. Love all your videos. I'm starting on a demo account. The key to your strategy is risk management. Yes, and simplicity. I know you cover this in many videos and you've evolved it away from hedging. We're great if you could dedicate a video to this rather than focusing on resistance zone, which you say is pretty simple to grasp. So you see what the key to your strategy is risk management? Yeah, all it is just defining how much I'm risking per trade, accepting that risk and getting into the trade. That's the whole, that's everything. Obviously there's nuance, but just follow my trades in the free Telegram channel. You'll see. You stand out from the rest of the crowd. Good job. Thanks, man. First question. When do you decide to take profit if the price is not going to your goal and just goes sideways? How long do you wait for the price? 2 to 3 hours till the next day? So the answer is it depends, and I'll go through an example on the chart. Second question. I can't use hedging. My account is small, and I can't have multiple trades open. If this is incorrect, I don't use hedging right now, but if you did use hedging, you can still use it with a small account. You just have to use microscopic position sizes. Just because you have a small account does not mean you cannot use hedging as a risk structure and have multiple trades open. It just means you might be using position sizing that's way too big. Now, if you have a fucking $10 account, then yeah, maybe not. Even using the lowest lot size allowable with some brokers, which is a 0.01 standard lot, a micro lot size, then yeah, maybe if your account's fucking $10. But if by small account that's what you mean, then yeah, sure, you can't use hedging. You're fucked. But I can have a lot more issues anyway. But if your account's like $100 to $1,000, you can still use hedging. You just have to use small position sizes. Risk only like 3 to 5% at invalidation for each one before you hedge. This allows you to go to 2, 3, 4 hedges in a row with still not getting fucked up. Because that only that'll bring you into like a 20% drawdown. It's not going to blow your account, not going to get you margin called, and it leaves it open for other options for future trades and other trades concurrently. So you can do hedging on a small account, but it depends on how small. You say, how do you recommend using the stop loss? 1 to 2 risk reward or something. This is all we've got Robert here, a Mission FX client. Thanks, Robert, for making my life easier. And it's funny because Robert's been a client since 2020, so he already fucking knows all the. Wow, what the fuck, Robert? This is exactly how I'd answer. That's so funny. It all depends on the context, but if it's moving sideways, get out. There's no set amount of days or candles. That's exactly what I was going to illustrate in the example. It's like it depends on what price is doing. And then put your stops on the other side of a zone. That's fucking hilarious. This is exactly how I'd answer this question to my friend over 1610. This is pretty much like the exact example I was going to give. Thanks for that, Robert. You the man. How much do you trade per trade? For example, the 7K profit trade you mentioned. I don't know exactly what you're fucking asking, but I think you're asking something along the lines of like, how much do you risk per trade? And right now I'm risking 10% at invalidation for each entry, unless otherwise specified. So for that trade, this is like 7,600 I made on that last trade on Friday, which was a CAD JPY sell at resistance, which I'm also in again. I added another short position again. I was risking 10,000 on that trade. I made 7,600. So that's how much I'm risking per trade right now on this account, unless otherwise specified. Again, wagyu beef order. This shit's so funny. Been following you for quite a long time in your free Telegram channel, considering joining the close friends group. What time is the close friends group is live? I live in Europe. We have a lot of clients from Europe. What time is the close friends group live? I don't know what the fuck you mean by that. It's always active. Like, there's people fucking talking in here at like 1 a.m. in the morning. Like, look, if I scroll back, this is like 4 a.m. my time here in Texas, Central Standard Time. This is 2:26 fucking a.m. Connor from, I think he's from Ireland or Norway or some shit like that. Yesterday 11:13 p. It's always active. Like, so there's like it's an active group chat. We've got like hundreds of members in here from all over the world. So there's that. Now, what time do we do the live sessions where I get on and start like a live trading session for a couple hours? So normally right now it's around 8 a.m. Central Standard Time every weekday, unless I'm sick or I'm dead or I'm taking my dog to the vet or some shit like that. But pretty much almost every morning we do a live session. It's around 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. So I'm actually about to start that session. Medium rare, dude. Medium rare wagyu. Bullish taking. Any advice to how long to stay in a trade? It depends on what your planning was in the trade. A lot of these questions, it's interesting because they require like a base understanding for like a framework for approaching trading. And then once you have that base understanding, which is why I hellishly promote keeping things simple, because it allows you a simple way to have context, then you can start understanding what questions to ask. Because like, how long do you stay in a trade? It fucking depends. It depends on why you took the trade in the first place. It depends on where your invalidation is. It depends on what price action is doing. It depends on your level of experience and skill. It depends on what the original intended target was. It depends on a bunch of shit. So how long do you stay in a trade? Generally speaking, you exit a trade if you believe it's no longer going to go to your intended profit target where you thought it was going to go in the first place. And you can exit a trade anytime, whether it's in loss, whether it's around break even, or whether it's in profit. The idea is to stay in a trade as long as you believe it is likely to continue going into profit to your designated profit target that you've decided before you entered, in my opinion. Just my opinion, not financial advice. And you exit a trade early if you believe it is no longer likely to continue moving into profit. And you can do that at any moment during the trade. That's called active trade management or context-based trade management. Nick, I've been following your channel 2 weeks now. Last week I applied your method on demo. 9 wins and 5 losses. You're doing a better job than me. Blew me away. Yeah, I only have a 50% win rate, so that's 9 wins and 5 losses is great. People would kill for that, but you've only been doing this for a fucking week, so Eric, you're gonna have a rude awakening whenever you hit a losing streak. It blew me away. Luck, probably. I'd like to learn more about your process. After you've identified a support resistance zone and price moves to the zone, do you enter the trade straight away? Yes, usually, unless there's a major news event and a lot of high volume momentum candles smashing into the zone. Then I'll opt to wait. That happens like maybe 5-10% of the time. But most of the time, as soon as price gets to a zone, like it's either going to bounce or it's not. It's going to go up or down, or it's, you know, it's just, that's it. It's just going up or down. So I just usually just enter. Like, it's, yeah. Sometimes I wait for rejection though. If there's a lot of heavy momentum candles coming into the zone, just because from experience, sometimes those zones get broken at a little bit higher rate. So I opt to not enter immediately. But most of the time I just enter immediately. And you say you follow it on the minute 1 chart if you should stay in the trade. Yeah, so after I enter, I'll look at the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, hourly. I look at everything to help me make a context-based decision as to what to do based on price action. For example, I'm in a CAD JPY trade right now. I have 2 entries. I have one right here, and then I have a second one here, and I'm going to be adding another one up here if we can get up into this zone with the final invalidation just past this resistance zone. So it's like, what have I been watching on? Like the 5 minute, the 1 minute. I've been looking to see. There's all these potential zones it could bounce at. It looked like it was going to break out past these lows, but we didn't get a breakout. So, I mean, like, this is like one of those trades where I'm watching it. I'm looking at the price action, but I look at everything, bro. I look at the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 1 hour. All of it comes in like factors into play. So, yeah, you can look at everything. It takes experience. When price moves into the zone, do you follow the 1 minute chart and look for some price action like a rejection candle or something before deciding that price is probably going to bounce and enter? Yeah, sometimes I'll do that if we had a lot of momentum into the zone. And then Crop said, from what I understand, he enters immediately using a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. If it breaks through a zone, it's considered a failure regardless of time frame. That's a great way to put it. At that point, you're free to close or you can hedge. He also has a method of rejection of a zone and entering at a retest of the same zone, but I don't know if he still does that. a method of rejection of his own. it's, it's just, you know, price gets there and looks like it's gonna bounce, then I enter. But yeah, that's good. It's cool. A lot of y'all already, a lot of people can answer for me, but y'all take it with a grain of salt if it's not literally me responding, because while people may be right most of the time, there may be little things like that I'm like, oh well, that's not a fair representation of what I do. So just be careful, take it with a grain of salt. Everything is just everyone's opinions. Thanks for the work you share. I believe you say Forex is your bread and butter. What advantages do you feel Forex trading has over stocks or crypto? I think it's just that I'm more familiar with FX and I've just had more experience. I started in FX in 2016. I started trading stocks, like I think it was like 2018 or 2019. I think it was like end of the year 2018 or early 2019 or something. And yeah, but I think FX I have the most experience and the most comfortable with it, and I got leverage, so I can make a lot more money with FX than I can with stocks and crypto. What's the best pairs to trade if you live in Eastern Time Canada? I don't know. All the high volume pairs. So like all the FX majors and minors. I wouldn't use exotics like ZAR pairs, and like I don't even fucking trade CHF pairs because they move so fucking slow. But all the pairs are fine. All of them are fine. Can I move into a spare room with you? That's funny. Love the simplicity. If you want to overcomplicate it, be my guest. Yeah, that's funny. Love your channel. Please shave. I'm not gonna shave. Maybe I'll trim it up a little bit. Like my girlfriend thinks I look like a homeless person if it gets too long, so I might trim it up. But like, no, I like this. I love your videos. Thank you making it simple for dumbtards like me. Spending a lot of time the past few months watching trading content to this guy whose program I'll buy. A lot of creators are full of bullshit, making unrealistic promises. You make things simple. I'll be signing up soon. Yeah, thanks, Robert. Sweet. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up now. I'm going to start a live session. Yeah, pretty good questions, good comments. Cool. So, all right, I had fun. I really enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This is an unlisted video, so only you'll see it if you're in the Telegram channel, so you don't have to like or subscribe or any shit like that. But if you feel like it, be my guest. See you in the next video.